You're going to notice something a little bit different about the next few episodes of the Vegan Visibility Show. We're using the platform to actually showcase the speakers that will be a part of the second annual Vegan Visibility Summit. Today, I have the distinct pleasure of being joined by Katrina Fox as we interview one of the most well-known vegans around. She's globally known. She's been a vegan for going on nearly 30 years. She is a media mogul. She is just an amazing, amazing, amazing person. Katrina Fox shares with us what you need to do so you don't spray and pray, but you actually slow burn your media so that you get the kind of media coverage that you want. So stick around. You're in for quite a treat.
Welcome to the Vegan Visibility Podcast Show, where your host, Kathleen Gage, shines the spotlight on vegan and plant-based businesses and entrepreneurs from all walks of life committed to cruelty-free eating, healthy lifestyles, animal compassion, and the environment. Enjoy the show.
Well, I am so excited, beyond excited. I am hanging out with two of my favorite friends, colleagues, ladies. These are amazing people. And our featured expert today is Katrina Fox. I'm Kathleen Gage. I'm the host of the Vegan Visibility Podcast Show. And I have my colleague and friend, Katrina Fox. And Katrina, why don't you tell them a little bit about your show?
My show is the Health, Wisdom, and Wealth Show. Powerful conversations for living your best life using lifestyle and food as medicine. And what people don't typically know about me is how entrenched I've been in the crowdfunding for business world. And so I'm so excited to be a part of all of this, to just be in here with Katrina and Kathleen, bringing you this interview today, wherever you are.
Tonight, middle of the night. Yes. And what's unique about this is that we're putting this interview on your podcast show, Katrina, and on my podcast show. And we have none other than the amazing Katrina Fox. Katrina, welcome to the shows. Can you tell folks a little bit about yourself? And I'm surprised if people don't know, but for the people that might not know.
Thank you, Kathleen and Kathleen, I'm so excited to be here and being involved in the Vegan Visibility Summit and being on both your shows. That's wonderful. So I'm Katrina Fox. My background is journalism, and I work as a copywriter, content marketing writer, and PR strategist. I've been a journalist for 26 years, same time as I've been a vegan. And for the past 7 years, I've worked with vegan and plant-based businesses. And I also work with purpose-led brands and also brands in the tech and SaaS space, because I think they also help a lot of our wonderful vegan brands to grow. And love sharing my knowledge and expertise, because we're all learning. And I want more. I love the name of your show, Kathleen, Vegan Visibility. We need more brands to be visible. I wrote the book, first book of its kind, Vegan Ventures, Start and Grow an Ethical Business. And I also have a podcast called Vegan Business Talk. So I live and breathe veganism. I'm loving that. It's just growing so much and more people are getting into it. It's super exciting. I always make a joke that I never thought that I would be cool and trendy in my lifetime. I still love disco, but hey, here we are.
You are cool and trendy, and you have the disco ball and the glitter and all that. And, I have to say, you were actually one of the first people that I was introduced to your work by going to Amazon and looking for books on vegan marketing. And you were the only person at that point who had a book on vegan marketing. And one thing led to another. I joined your membership program. I bought your program. I believe in supporting those people who have amazing products and services to share the information, the abundance, and all of that good stuff. And that's what Vegan Visibility Summit is all about. It's interesting because I'm actually kind of a newcomer to the vegan world compared to somebody like you, Katrina. I've been vegan for a little over 4 years, and I've been really with my foot in the door of the vegan business side for about a year and a half. A year and a half ago, nobody knew who Kathleen Gage was. And I'd like to say that now people do know who Kathleen Gage is, specifically because of the strategies that I've learned from people like you, Katrina, that the other people who will be on the summit. And so what we want to do today is talk about what you're going to talk about during the summit. So, Katrina, do you have any particular questions?
I do, because, we're in this subject of visibility. And Kathleen and I are really focused on how we can help our clients get more visibility. And one of the things that we know is crucial is the publicity end of things. And I know that that is your sweet spot. What are you going to be sharing with our audience during the summit? Give us a teaser.
Yeah, sure. So I'm going to be sharing, excuse me, I'm going to be sharing the easiest and lowest effort way to get publicity for your vegan brand, because I know vegan business owners, super busy, and if you can afford to hire a publicist, that's one thing. They do it all for you. But I know for a lot of some of the smaller businesses, even some of the SME, small to medium sized businesses, don't necessarily have the budget to hire a full-time publicist because it's not cheap. And so there is ways that you can do PR yourself. So the way I'm going to teach is it's just the super easiest and lowest effort way to do it. So either you can do it yourself if you're a vegan business owner, or if you've got someone on your team like a VA or something like that, then they can also do that. So I don't know if you want me to share what it is. I'm happy to share what it is.
Yeah. Before you do,
I don't want to sound secretive.
Well, this is a big secret. But and actually, a lot of businesses are the best kept secret because they don't know how to get publicity. And when you said it's not inexpensive, actually, why don't you share what it would cost for a company to put a publicist on retainer?
Look, it does vary, and it depends, exactly on what they're doing and how much work they're doing, whether they're writing thought leadership pieces, whether they're pitching. But to be fair, I would say you'd be looking at, a minimum of around $3,000 US. Probably I'd say around the 4,000 to 5,000. But it can go anything up to 10, or for some of the bigger brands, they will be, dropping to, 20 grand or more. So It's not an insignificant amount, because it's time and labor intensive, for, the publicist, particularly if they're taking an approach where they're approaching journalists individually rather than doing a spray and pray, like, sending a press release out to kind of all and sundry, and it's going to journalists which it's not relevant to, and they're just going to hit the delete button. It's obviously, time and labor intensive. So that has to be paid for. And right. So if you've not got someone on your own team doing that, or if you're hiring a publicist, either a freelance publicist or a PR agency, it is time and labor intensive, and it is quite a chunk of money to be dropping per month. And PR can sometimes be a slow burn as well. Like, you might get some immediate hits straight away, but oftentimes it's more of a slow burn. So that's what I mean, because it's not just necessarily a one-up fee. It's like every single month, like on retainer, it is quite a significant investment. So I like to offer people options to be able to do it themselves, because I always make a joke, doing PR, it's not rocket science. I'm not teaching people how to, do chemical engineering or something right. complicated. It's like there are certain things that you can do. Now, obviously, there's a time investment. I'm not going to lie. So this is why the technique that I'm going to be sharing in the Vegan Visibility Summit, that was a bit of a mouthful, wasn't it? The Vegan Visibility Summit. Try saying that fast when you're not drunk. We don't get drunk, but anyway, whatever. I wanted to give the easiest and the lowest effort way. So for literally, 15 minutes a day, maybe once in the morning, once in the evening, 15 minutes to half an hour max per day. And you can really maximize your chances of getting featured in the media.
Well, and I love what you said about it's a slow burn, and don't spray and pray, because it really is about strategy. And I know some of your clients. I know that you've worked with Matali, who is the vegan publisher. You got her some great placement by her actually investing in your services. And so I want to remind people to go ahead and sign up for the summit. It's absolutely free during our launch. You'll have access for a limited period of time to all the training videos by the 12 experts. And all you need to do is go to veganvisibility.com/Summit 2022 Katrina. That's veganvisibility.com/Summit 2022 Katrina. And Vylin, as you think about your own publicity and what Katrina is going to be talking about, what would be your most pressing question about what she's going to be presenting during the summit?
Well, I really have to, and what a great question, Kathleen. I really, really appreciate it because in the space that I've been working with crowdfunding, people who want to do crowdfunding campaigns for their business or for their particular cause, the big thing that I've had to convince them of is first off, they have to be the face and the front of whatever it is that they're doing. And what would you say to the person who says, well, I've got my book, I've got my this, or, this is a cause that I'm passionate about, but and I'll just say I'm the introvert, because these are some of the people that we're talking about, that we're working with, that we want to help to get into this space. What's something that you might share with them to help them to get over the fact that they don't want to necessarily be at the forefront of their efforts?
Sure. There's a couple of things. So one, like if someone is so completely and utterly introvert that, the whole idea of being at the front of their business is just so horrifying for them that they literally cannot do it, get a co-founder. Or have someone who will be the face of your brand, because you must have someone who is the face of your brand. And I wouldn't just have someone who you necessarily hire, because no one's ever going to be as passionate about your business as you are. And that obviously they could leave at any time. So I think if you've got a founder, a co-founder who's someone who is invested, the second option, which obviously I recommend, is, because I've known even the most introverted people can actually step out of their comfort zone and do this. And it's about pacing yourself. So if you're not comfortable about immediately going on Good Morning America, although if you've got a chance and you get the call, or you get the call from Oprah, go get yourself some speaker coaching and get your ass on there, or your ass for the Americans. Do you know what I mean? But what I would say is, a little trick that I find really helpful, because what I find as well is a lot of vegan business owners, because in the ethical space, they don't necessarily like marketing or promotion or selling, because it's seen as a bit brash, it's a bit braggy and blah, blah. Take the focus off you and remember that what you're doing, your product, your service, you're doing good in the world. And if people don't know about your product and your service, they're going to go buy someone else's. It might not be vegan, it might not be ethical. So you're actually doing a disservice to animals, to the planet, to people, to customers, potential customers, by not getting out there and showcasing your work. So I like to switch it to say, look, by going on and doing this promotion, I'm being of service, I'm making a difference in the world, and try and take the focus off yourself. Because when we make it all about ourselves, oh, what will I look like? Oh, will I trip over my words? It's all about us, and then we can get all worked up. But if we just kind of take the focus off ourselves and just go, yeah, I'm just going to do this. Okay, I haven't done an interview before. Maybe I get some media training. Maybe I find online some free resources to help me do that, or something along those lines. But to just do it. At the end of the day, your product, your service. So yeah, don't go getting on, one of those controversial, chat shows where they deliberately want to trip you up. Obviously, that's why I say it's always important to do the research on the media outlet. Not every opportunity is going to be right for you, even if it seems big. If it's a really awful show where they kind of roast people, or they will throw you under a bus, metaphorically, of course. Do you know what I mean? Don't do it. But you know what I mean? If you're going on, vegan podcasts, for example, like your shows, my show, other those types of things where it's going to be a great angle. Your business and your product. So enjoy it, learn to enjoy it, and get out of your comfort zone. Also pace yourself. So don't necessarily line up 10 interviews in one day if you're an introvert. That's going to be exhausting. That would be exhausting for me. So you just kind of pace yourself, but do something sustainably, particularly when it comes to PR. Like I mentioned, it's a slow burn. Yes, you can kind of go all in if you've got a big launch, but you also want to make it sustainable so that people are constantly remembering you. It's not a one and done.
Wonderful. And let's give that tease to the people that are watching and listening right now. What is the tease about what you're going to cover? Give 3 very quick snippets of what you're going to be covering during the Vegan Visibility Summit. It's the 2nd annual.
Sure. So instead of having to come up with an idea and pitch it to journalists, I'm going to teach you where and how to find journalists that are already working, and TV producers, radio producers, etc., where you can find those the ones that are already working on stories and they're looking for comments or experts or case studies for people like you. So for people, who are vegan business owners and entrepreneurs and experts. And I'm going to teach you how to respond to those call outs or queries in a way that will maximize your chances of being chosen to be featured.
Wonderful. So you have been listening to the Vegan Visibility Podcast Show and
the Health, Wisdom, and Wealth Podcast Show.
And you've been listening to our dear friend, Katrina Fox. She is amazing. If you have any publicity needs, reach out to Katrina. And Katrina, how can people find you?
For vegan business owners and entrepreneurs, the best way is veganbusinessmedia.com. And because I'm also on V. Lynn's show, I would also say you could also pop over, if you're pre-vegan, you can pop over to katrinafox.com. But I would head over to probably veganbusinessmedia.com. I do work with companies who may be not yet vegan, but are on the way, as long as they're not unvegan, if that makes sense. But yeah, Vegan Business Media is probably the best way.
To those of us who are vegan, that does make perfect sense. And it's not black and white. There are a lot of gray tones. And I encourage everybody, please go to veganvisibility.com/summit 2022 Katrina. That's veganvisibility.com/summit 2022 Katrina. Have a great day. Be blessed. Eat healthy. Live consciously.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
You've been listening to the Vegan Visibility Podcast Show. Be sure to subscribe to get notified when the next episode is live. And we always appreciate reviews. Join us next time for more inspiration, education, and motivation to build your business one cruelty-free and healthy person at a time.